Thank you for clicking on our first time in Yosemite vlog. Please take the time to subscribe to our channel and like our video. It's free. On August 23rd and 24th of 2015, we went to Yosemite for the first time ever. Dave had won a trip for good work to stay at the Overlook Hotel for 2 nights. Yosemite is a wonderful national park, and the Overlook Hotel's interior was the inspiration for Stanley Kubrick's movie adaptation of Stephen King's #1 book, The Shining. On the second night, we will fly out to our first all-inclusive trip to the Sun Palace on the hotel zone of Cancun, Mexico. Big Oak Flat Road, Tunnel number 3, through Big Oak Flat Road, Yosemite Village. Driving into Yosemite Valley is beautiful. So many trees, incense cedar, Douglas fir, sugar pine, ponderosa pine, and giant sequoia are amongst the 24 or so species of trees that grow in Yosemite Valley. El Capitan and its granite walls dominate the west end of Yosemite Valley. It rises over 3,000 feet. 900 plus meters above the valley floor. El Capitan is 2.5 times taller than the Empire State Building and 3 times higher than the Eiffel Tower. Full elevation of this granite monolith is 7,573 feet. The first person to climb El Capitan was George Warren Harding on November 12, 1958. The Grand Lodge. The first director of the National Park Service, Stephen T. Mather, was at home in the High Sierra as he was in high society. To ensure Yosemite's protection for future generations, he knew that influential people would have to care about the park in its natural state. To attract this clientele, Mather hired architect Gilbert Stanley Underwood to create a world-class hotel that reflected the valley's stately domes and cliffs. On July 14, 1927, at a cost of $1.5 million, the Ahwahnee opened its doors in a gala event. The Ahwahnee Hotel is gorgeous, with its distinctive upscale features to its stunning architecture and design. This lodge is the crown jewel of all the Yosemite lodges. This hotel is located in the majestic, jaw-dropping main valley inside Yosemite, near the base of Half Dome and Glacier Point. Ahwahnee means land of gaping mouth. The Ahwahnee people of the valley, built between August 1926 and July 1927. The Ahwahnee Hotel is a historical landmark and is located inside of the Yosemite National Park, 1 Ahwahnee Drive, Yosemite Valley. Let's talk about the Ahwahnee Hotel and its role in the Stanley Kubrick's movie adaptation of Stephen King's best-selling book, The Shining. But first, the backstory. October 1974, Stephen King and his wife went to Colorado to the mountain town of Estes Park. King and his wife stayed in the Stanley Hotel. His wife went to sleep, so King stayed up late and had several drinks in the bar downstairs that he ordered from a bartender named Grady. King's room also had an eerie claw-foot tub in it. That night, the book The Shining was born. The Shining and the Overlook Hotel. While the Stanley Hotel is in Estes Park, Colorado, the Stanley Hotel was the inspiration for Stephen King's best-selling book. Stanley Kubrick used exterior shots of the filming for The Shining at the Timberline Lodge in Mount Hood, Oregon. The interior shots of the movie were heavily influenced by Yosemite's Ahwahnee Hotel. From the ceiling, lobby, lounge, those iconic elevator doors, the long hallway where Danny rode his big wheel, and let's not forget the Native American-inspired patterns of the Ahwahnee. The Stanley Hotel in Colorado asked Stanley Kubrick to not use room 217 due to its past, so Kubrick used room 237, which doesn't exist in either the Stanley or the Ahwahnee. What happened in room 217 at the Stanley Hotel in Colorado? During a large storm in 1911, the head housekeeper went into room 217 to light the lanterns. And if you want to know the rest, go on to Google and look up Stanley Hotel's haunted history. The Ahwahnee dining room, with its 34-foot-high ceiling to the massive pine trestles, and let's not forget those huge granite pillars. The gorgeous chandelier illuminates the Ahwahnee's majestic dining room. When you walk into this grand majestic dining room, you will be awestruck, and many famous people have eaten here, from Queen Elizabeth, Kennedy, Obama, just to name a few. This dining room has a beautiful presidential table. They sell breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as Sunday brunch. The food is superb. Reservations are needed, especially for dinner. Please take the time to Google the Ahwahnee Hotel and its majestic dining room. This place has some crazy history, like how in 1943 the Navy took over and turned the Ahwahnee into a naval convalescent hospital, which lasted into the 1950s. Miwok Village of the Miwok and Paiute people. This is the ceremonial roundhouse. This is a rebuilt Miwok Indian village which had the largest amount of Miwok Indian inhabitants. The Miwok were the members of 4 linguistically related Native American indigenous to now what is NorCal. The Yosemite Tree Ring display at the Yosemite Museum within the park. George Fisk, one of Yosemite's earliest photographers. While at the Visitor Center within the park, you will learn about John Muir. He was also known as father of the national parks and John of the Mountains. John Muir is known for so many wonderful things. He is the father of the preservation movement. Without John Muir, we wouldn't have national parks. Tunnel view. This scenic view is on State Route 41 in Yosemite National Park. This viewpoint is located east of Wawona Tunnel Portal. This view looks eastward into Yosemite Valley, viewing the southwest face of El Capitan, Half Dome, and Bridal Falls on the right. Tuolumne Meadows, which has hosted many singers and artists. The Ahwahnee Bridge. This bridge was built in 1864, just one of the many bridges in Yosemite National Park, and you can't miss that beautiful flowing Merced River. The Merced River restoration of Yosemite meadows and wetlands. This is one of many large, moist, and mid-elevation riparian vegetation communities of Yosemite. Yosemite Valley meadows and riparian habitats support rare endemic species among many other plant and animal species. El Capitan. Cathedral Rocks. Yosemite Firefall used to be an event that took place in the summer beginning in the year 1872. Burning hot embers would be pushed over the top of Glacier Point in Yosemite Valley to the valley floor 3,000 feet down below. In the distance, it would look like a waterfall of fire. This ended January 1968. It was ended due to too many people wanting to see it each year. Look closely and you will see a mountain climber. Seeing tunnel view while on the Yosemite Valley floor tour. This tour takes about 2 hours and is well worth your time. This is a park ranger driven tractor tram tour, which is completely open air. Make sure you bring water, sunscreen, hats, and layered clothing that you can remove or put back on when it's getting cold or the sun is becoming too much. Now for our first trip out of the country ever. This began our love for southern Mexico. Cancun, Quintana Roo, Mexico. Here we come. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the second half of our trip from Cancun, Mexico. If you like our video, please take time to subscribe to our channel and like that video. It's free.